Candletown presents Candle Myths Part 1. The Curse of the Candle Flame, a tale of sailors and pirates. Far out on the open sea, where the mist drifts like the breath of the dead and the waves sing ancient songs, there was a story few dared to tell aloud. It was the story of a ship named the Wraith, lost beyond the horizon, leaving behind only the pale flicker of candlelight and a cold, endless silence. The year was 1723. In the treacherous waters of the Caribbean, Captain Elias Vane commanded his crew toward the edges of the known world. Vane was no ordinary pirate. His heart was colder than the deepest ocean trenches. A black feather, rumored to have belonged to a drowning parrot, a mark of eternal misfortune, adorned his wide-brimmed hat, and it all began with a single candle. Aboard the ship was an old sailor named Barrow, his beard bleached by salt winds, and his eyes glinting with horrors he dared not speak of. In his possession was a wooden box carved with strange symbols, twisting sea serpents and broken anchors. "This candle must never be lit from another's flame," Barrow warned the crew, as the last rays of the sun sank into the sea. "And why not?" young Quinn, a cocky sailor, asked with a nervous laugh. Barrow lifted his gaze, his voice dropping to a chilling whisper. "Because each flame that steals light from another carries the soul of the dead, and when a flame built from stolen souls burns, it calls back those who cannot rest." The crew laughed. Superstitions were common among pirates, but this seemed too old, too absurd. Only Captain Vane remained silent. He knew more of the sea's darkness than the others suspected. That night, beneath a pale moon that hung like a silver ghost, the ship's lanterns flickered with an unnatural glow. Quinn, still mocking the old sailor's warning, took one candle and leaned in to light another from its flame. The candle's flame leapt high, too high, and burned an unnatural red. "Put it out!" Barrow screamed. But it was already too late. Fog thickened around the ship. The water below began to boil, and then, from the horizon, it appeared. A ship gliding through the mist without a sound. The Revenant, the ghost ship, crewed by those doomed to sail the dead seas for eternity, their souls bound by flames that would never extinguish. The Revenant drifted silently alongside the Wraith. On its deck stood a tall figure dressed in tattered black, a captain long thought dead, Nathaniel Crow. Crow had once been a feared pirate, a man who struck a deal with the dark forces of the deep. He had drowned years ago, but now his hollow eyes glowed with a sickly light. "One flame steals another's light, and now your souls belong to me." Crow's crew, rotting, barnacle-encrusted corpses, stepped onto the Wraith, each carrying a candle whose flame burned without flickering, untouched by the wind. Their breath reeked of salt and decay. Barrow tried to flee. He knew what was coming, but Crow's voice, low and final, stopped him in his tracks. "You brought the flame. Now you will light the rest." Barrow understood. There was only one way to break the curse. Deep in the hold of the Wraith lay the final candle, the very one Barrow had kept locked in his box for all these years. A candle whose flame did not belong to this world. But Quinn, hands trembling with fear, had reached it first, and in his panic he did the unthinkable. He lit the final candle from another flame. The ship shuddered. The sea exhaled a deep, watery sigh. And then the Wraith was gone. No storm, no explosion, just the quiet sea and a few flickering candle flames left floating on the water's surface, burning until the waves claimed them, or until some poor soul came to light them again. They say that when you sail alone at night and see a candle flickering on the water, you should never light your candle from its flame. For each flame carries a soul, and some souls never rest. When the moon hangs high and the sea stills, sailors whisper that you can still hear the song of the Wraith's crew, a cold, haunting melody carrying a warning across the waves. One flame, one soul. Two flames, one dies. Three flames, all fall to darkness. If you believe this story is mere legend, try it yourself. Light your candle from another's flame on a stormy night at sea. Perhaps you'll hear the song, perhaps you'll see the flame floating on the water, or maybe, just maybe, you'll hear a knock from below deck where a forgotten crew waits, their candles unlit.
Waiting for you to steal another flame.
Some candles burn forever, but not from light. Light them, and you might join the song of the damned. If you're brave enough to bring a little darkness into your home, explore our full selection of atmospheric candles at candletown.net. We promise our candles carry only the warmest glow. Or do they?